anything it can do.
Yeah.
All right, we're back.
I didn't know.
Women are like, this can do nothing. Oh, really?
What happened, Hope? What'd you drop?
Everything.
You dropped something.
Everything. Want to thank the people from Sunday Gravy. I'm telling you, my favorite fucking sauce in New York City, easily.
Ooh.
If not everywhere. You tried yet there, Jim Jeffries?
I have.
Holy fuck.
This is my favorite sauce in New York City.
Yeah.
But there's a fucking place in Cleveland.
I know. It really is the best sauce I've ever had in my life. And it'll be good for your hangover.
I'm taking some home with me.
Yeah.
Because I fucking packed out. I ate 2 things this morning.
Just now?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Sauce?
No. I had a sandwich and I had some soupy. So I'm so fucking full. I'm like,
Roland, this is a nice surprise. I didn't know the Sunday Gravy people were coming in today.
Is there any juice in the house?
Jews. Yeah, they run this place.
They certainly do.
It's amazing.
Just go upstairs.
Like
Enjoy yourself.
Pineapple or orange or something?
I have.
Yes.
Can I have like one with ice? Is that like? Am I being really demanding? I feel
you're a fucking TV star for the love of
TV
Christ.
star now, man. Start acting like one.
Come on. Yeah, act like one.
Start acting like one.
Start being a fucking asshole.
All right, what are you waiting for?
Yeah, I got Nick Daly who plays Rodney on the show, right? And he's like, it's weird when a mentally challenged person becomes famous.
I would gather. Yeah, that's kind of a weird thing.
Has it changed him?
Well, I said to him, I said, have you been noticed in the street yet? He goes, no, but in all fairness, I haven't been in the street.
Some logic there.
Yes.
A bit of logic there.
I went, in parks, anywhere, you've been noticed? Oh, I have been noticed, not in the street. Like his brain's like, not crossing the road. No one has stopped me crossing the road yet.
Yeah, he's thinking very literal.
Yeah.
Wait till your kid becomes a literal kid.
What, you saying my kid's going to be retarded?
No. Like we're teaching my kid how to hit a baseball, and we said you got to keep the eye on the ball. So he puts his actual eyeball on the fucking ball before he hits it. And then he tells and then he tells everyone this is how you do it. And he puts his actual eyeball on the fucking tee.
That maybe your kid's simple.
I'm hoping not. God, I'm hoping not.
Simple.
And then the other day I'm like, yeah, brushing your teeth is a real pain in the neck. And he's like, my neck doesn't hurt.
Have you ever?
Literal kid.
Literal
have you
kid.
ever, like my kid, like I don't know what goes through his head, right? But we assume that he's a good person because he sleeps 8 hours. And that's our whole benchmark.
That's all you got to work with.
His head might just be saying the N-word over and over and over again. I
He's
have no idea.
a great person.
But we don't judge him on that. We judge him on like, how's your baby? Oh, he's great. He's really good baby.
He sleeps
8 hours. And like, is that the benchmark on someone?
I guess so, until they start, becoming a real person.
No, you make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You feel like you got a good kid if they're doing just the most basic shit like that. Tony's outside. I think he wants to say hi because he's popping his head through the
My girlfriend
Our old engineer,
will give a round of applause to a baby rolling over, right? I bought her a fucking car, nothing.
Priorities.
Yeah.
Just had a nice chat with our old governor in New Jersey.
Did you?
In the bathroom?
No, outside.
Oh, Jesus.
What a lovely man.
Yeah?
Was he nice? Why doesn't he come in here?
He's doing POTUS interview.
Oh.
And
What is it? Peanut? What?
He says where I was from in New Jersey.
POTUS.
We took a picture, and he was just chatty about different places in Jersey. Very nice.
Yeah?
Yeah, really nice man.
Did you chats about old truck stops and rest?
Well, we mentioned a few areas. What happened to we both knew what the other one meant. I was like, what happened to that one on 78?
Oh, yeah, that one.
Ixnay on that one.
Roland, do we have to get a plug in for the Sunday Gravy guys? Is they good?
Oh, you fucking
Roland. What do we got?
Sunday Groovy.
Huh?
Sunday Groovy.
What these guys get a plug in?
What is that? I was out of the room. What is exactly in there? It's Sunday Gravy. What is that?
All
soup?
the meat you could think of.
It's a lot of different meat.
I'll have one bite of it. I'll get hand me one.
It's delicious.
Thanks.
Really is ridiculous.
How come you can't eat it on Thursday? Cocksuckers.
Yo, let these guys get their plug in real fast, because I want them to come back. What do you got?
Slow braised.
Get on the mic.
Am I not on?
It's like you've never done radio before.
Yeah. Well, get on the bill.
I don't think that's turned on, that mic, is
Yeah,
it?
go ahead.
Yeah. So Sunday Gravy. It's a slow braise of pork and beef, slow braised on the bone, 6 to 8 hours, in tomato, basil, garlic, onions. We had sausage and meatballs and
Maron.
yeah. So,
like my mother used to make.
and we're
God
about
bless her.
How good is that, Jimmy? I see you enjoy that. Is that the best shit ever?
I can't eat this today.
Oh
Tomorrow
my
night I'm gonna eat
God.
that. But I can't eat today.
Oh, don't eat it
What are
today.
you dieting for? You got something big coming up?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah,
That's finally here
He's recording another special?
in Boston.
yeah.
Oh, good
But you
for
just get tired of the fucking self-hatred and the fucking mushy tits in the body, so that's fucking delicious. Wow.
I tell you what, there was a bit when we were filming the TV show where I lost weight before the first episode, and you can progressively see me get fatter through the season. like not just like a little bit, like it's noticeable. By
Right,
episode 13, I'm fat, right? And I kept on thinking, like, this is the time in my life where I really should, because maybe someone will see me and think he's a funny guy, let's put him in a movie. Right? But nah, old fucking fatty. Right? And I'm not funny fat either, where you're like, you know, I
Farley was
should,
funny fat.
Yeah, I should commit to getting really fat or really thin, because this in-between thing's not fucking
Doesn't
funny,
work. You're not
right?
John Candy. You're not fucking Chris Farley.
Right.
Anyway, but it was the catering on the set. I was on like
really?
a 3 donut a day.
Oof.
And then, like, the guy would bring around a tray of cookies, and then, like, you get to that stage where you're like, whoa, one cookie won't have me. And then by episode 13, it was like, I'm already fat.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
All in.
Caution to the
Fuck
wind,
it.
motherfuckers. Yeah.
Fuck it,
That
I'm
all-in
fat.
shit.
Yeah, I'm fat now. Let's fucking ride this fat train.
You gotta fight so you don't go all in. All right, Sunday Gravy people, thank you.
thank you.
That was delicious.
I
If
am.
was in-
I don't know
I'm
where,
taking this home.
but where are you located and all
I'm
that
right here.
shit?
We're located in. We moved to northern Jersey, about 45
Maybe.
minutes outside the city, but we're doing.
So you got
all
an amazing sauce that no one could really get. That's a great business
Is this
plan.
just sauce
It's
for like
available online at Sunday Gravy NYC.
Mister?
Sunday Gravy
Does
NYC
this go on,
online.
on like fucking spaghetti and stuff?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, throw that over a pasta. Can you imagine? Oh
I
my
just ate.
God.
I never actually
Hang on,
ate
hang on.
fucking sauce before. It's so good.
What?
I can imagine, yes.
All right, you asshole.
You asked me if I could, and I was thinking about it.
Imagine, if you will, in the world of imagination,
Excellent.
pasta with sauce on it.
I want to eat that
You're
whole
right.
thing.
You're fucking right.
You want to eat the whole thing, right?
Thank you, Sunday Gravy.
Spoon it into your mouth.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
I had 3 little nibbles, and then you have to tell yourself no.
It's-
I'm gonna take
it's
one of
like
the
when
little
people
bags.
say, I can't even imagine. And whenever someone says that, they really can't imagine.
You can imagine
And
it.
that's why they're saying it.
Yeah. I can't imagine that someone would do that. No, you can.
You can.
People are
But
assholes.
when they ask it rhetorically, can you imagine? Yes.
Just tell them yes.
That girl fell asleep and he fucked her in the ass. Can you imagine? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bet I
well,
can.
Very vividly.
Sure can.
we should start wrapping up. We got trains to catch.
Yep.
And it's not going. I thought maybe last minute you'd go, fuck it.
I'm gonna relax.
No, I got a poker game.
Nice.
That'll
be good.
And then it's Easter Sunday, right?
I went off poker when they got rid of the online stuff.
Yeah. I've had to find some games, but I play at my house. I have some friends come over and play some poker at my house. It's kind of fun.
They took everything out of my account for cheating.
What?
Me and my brother were cheating, so that was fair
How'd
enough.
they find out?
Fucking.
We would get on. My brother wasn't really into it, so we were playing $5 games. But we would go on games. He'd be in Australia and I'd be here, and we'd Skype each other, and we'd muscle up against people.
You
like,
tell each other what you have.
I'd go, I got this, and we were going under our grandmother's names. I was Betty Bell, and he was Mavis Duff, right?
Grandma's names.
Yeah, like our 2 grandmothers' names.
Yeah,
and those 2 ladies never liked each other. We thought it was funny that they always met up for a poker
They're in the
game.
same room. It's amazing. Look at them.
How'd you get caught?
Because I think
Collusion, yeah.
Yeah, the collusion. They could start looking at. There was times when I was folding like pocket jacks if he had pocket kings. Like they're going, who fucking folds these off the flop? Right? Like they could see little bits of cheating going on.
Yeah.
And so, but the thing was, this is the weird thing. So I was playing $5 games with my brother. By myself, I was playing like $100 games. Or 50
Oh, yeah. I would do that too, yeah.
And I amounted like $700 in my account, and they fucking took all my money because my $5 cheating. I wasn't
Jesus, take my $5
I didn't cheat on my $100 cheating.
Right.
I wasn't cheating on the $100
I
game.
wasn't cheating on the 100. I was
Right.
just dicking around with my brother.
Yeah.
Who incidentally is a cop. right?
I was part of one of these online things, and you take the credit card, put money in, and this fucking I lost it all, whatever. But then they emailed me and said, Mr. Cumia, your bank did not give us the money. Like, apparently the bank said, no, we're not going to. They gave me credit for it, and I played with a lot of their money over the course of quite a while.
Yeah.
But the bank at some point just said, no, we're not giving you the money. And they were like, so could you please get in touch with us where we can arrange to have you give us this money? I'm like, fuck you. What do you think? I'm going to fucking, I lost it.
That's not my problem.
I don't give a shit. Your fucking mistake.
Who is that woman who's the mayor of somewhere that lost?
Mike Bloomberg.
No, she lost $1 billion in the Jack in the Box fortune.
Oh no!
Online gambling. She was the mayor of, I think, maybe San Diego or something.
Really?
Wow.
She lost $1 billion online gambling, right? But then after she lost the billion, right, she lost $3 million that was from her late husband's charity that she dipped into that, and that's why she could go to prison. And now the court case is saying, she's got a tumor in the brain that's making her judgment a little bit fucking.
How do you lose $1 billion online gambling?
She lost the entire Jack in the Box
How do you
fortune.
fucking lose?
If you have $1 billion, why would you do anything with that?
But
$1
Was
billion.
he family or the attorney for them?
No, she inherited all. Her late husband was the guy from the
main guy.
family
What a
line.
worthless cunt.
What's the table max at some of those rooms? $1 million? I want to play the $1 million game.
Here it is. Former mayor of
San Diego.
What a worthless cunt.
$1 billion gambling addiction. That's 1,000 stacks of $1 million.
Yeah, or 1,000,000 stacks of 1,000.
Wow.
A decade-long binge where she lost $1 billion.
That's $100 million a year.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
What a fucking worthless cunt.
What a mush, too. She can't win a fucking... Jesus.
Yeah.
You think you could really muscle the table with a big stack? Wow. Jesus.
Yeah, and she was mayor of a fucking. So she
mayor.
Obviously, people didn't think she was a fucking dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Stockton, California, though. That's where it was.
The Jack in the Box fucking, like the rest of the restaurant, the fast food place, Jack in the Box?
Yeah.
Jack in the Box, yeah.
Or I thought she sold those things that went bing, ding, bing, ding, bing,
Yes.
bing, bing, bing.
She handmade them and sold $1 billion of them for $1 each, and then lost her fortune.
I always find that Jack in the Box like adverts, the guy with the round head, creepy.
Yeah, the fucking the Jack in the Box.
Yeah, the Jack in the Box guy is creepy, and the fucking the what's creepier is the Burger King.
Oh, the King, yeah. That was always very scary. Somebody wakes up and he's just hovering over your bed.
Yeah.
Like that. I'd fucking lay some rounds into him. He'd fucking have some lead.
Hey, where in Australia was that shop? I don't know why I'm obsessed with knowing that you worked at that radio shop.
Strathfield Car Radios. That was the thing is, that was the name of a suburb in Sydney. Strathfield Car Radios, but then it became a chain, and they still just called it by the suburb.
Regardless of where it was.
So
Strathfield.
Strathfield. So that was a suburb of Sydney you lived?
Yeah.
Strathfield was a suburb. I worked in the Artarmon Strathfield Car Radios.
Where's that?
The northern beaches of Sydney.
What street was it on? I'm really curious.
Why?
I don't know.
That's hilarious.
You think I made this up?
No.
But you don't know anything about Australia.
Here's what it is. When guys talk about stuff like that, like it's a world, like it's a separate life.
Right.
And I'm like, where is this fucking place? Like, I can't comprehend being there.
Right.
No, I believe you.
There it is. No, it was on the Pacific Highway.
Can we Google map the actual location so you can get a picture of it?
Strathfield Car Radios Artarmon was the one. I also worked at the Brookvale store.
And where's that? Brookvale.
Brookvale is near Manly. And then Manly Beach or whatever. Manly Beach is a beautiful beach in Sydney, but it's named Manly because Captain Cook, who discovered Australia, went, "Don't those black men look manly?"
Wow, what a fruit.
Good thing Anthony didn't discover it.
No, that beach would be called today.
Yeah. Let's go to N-word
Yeah,
Beach.
exactly. With fucking before it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, wow, there it is.
I gotta go home.
There it is.
All right, see you in a bit.
I'll see you on the train.
All right, enjoy. Have
brother.
fun in
Good seeing you, man. See you,
Bafferston. Enjoy. Have a good Easter. Happy Easter to all the fucking Christians, the real religion out there.
That's not the one I worked at, but that's one's in Parramatta, so that'll... This is a boring conversation.
No, Fuck it, I love it. I love it.
Well, Caroline's April 11 through 14. Fucking Magooey's in stupid Baltimore, 19 and 20 of April. I'm doing the Austin Comedy Festival, the Moon Tower Comedy Festival, April 27th, Saturday. Plenty of tickets available.
Tickets.
And then, you know, fucking whatever. Stress Factory Memorial Day weekend.
What did you do before your...
This is Chuck the Iceman down. You're listening to my...
The back of Yes, you go, oh my God, that's what all the hoopla's about.
What I was missing.
It was a 3-hour show, and they played 4 songs, so it was terrific for everybody.
I've actually done that gig, the Westbury Music Fair. I didn't headline it. Actually, I did it years ago, 2002. But I was no, in the round. I didn't in the round.
No, you didn't. No.
No, Lou, I was the closing act. But I did it in the round with Jay Black and the Americans, who has the record for the most sellouts in the Westbury Music Fair. A little bit of trivia.
Hey, I like that trivia.
And he's filthy. He drops the C-bomb.
Really?
Oh, he's a dirtbag when he talks.
He's a hoot.
Really?
Yeah, he's great. What's he
Jay
sing?
and the Americans?
What's the big song he sings?
Only in America. You mean that?
He sang...
It begins with a C. There's a song with a big C.
Cherokee Pete.
No. No.
I don't know.
What is that song?
It's like a one-hit wonder.
No, he had a couple of big ones. He didn't.
No, he didn't.
Jay Black and the Americans?
Give me the very best of Jay and the Americans. Okay, you're right, Jimmy.
I'm so aggravated. I am so aggravated.
Why?
Steve, there's some suspicion in the air. Well, Louis sat in the office for a half hour. He's a huge comedian. He shouldn't be sitting.
And a regular here.
And a regular, but we got the email yesterday, and I told Steve, you know, we got a lot we're going to try to accomplish early on in the show, so tell Louis to come in at 7:30 instead of 7. Steve said that he did just that and got an email to Roland.
I did.
Louis C.K. just showed us an email from Roland at 9:30 last night saying, yeah, you're all set to be on the Opie and Anthony show at 7 in the morning.
Why not just call him?
Oh, because I wrote him to make sure. I wrote him at yesterday and said 7, right? And he wrote back at 9:30 last night saying,
Like, what would you
7.
And I sent the email to Steve way before 9:30 last night.
And I sent it to Roland, and the reality is, and now I'm not...
Emailing is so irritating. Why can't somebody just pick up the phone and call? Hey, man, can you come in at 7:30? Or whatever the message is. All these emails, it's just everybody passing everything to everybody.
Roland's going to say that you never emailed him.
I know he's going to say...
I was changing my clothes.
Roland, I know he's going to say I didn't email him, and I've got the thing that says that shows right
He
here.
probably didn't get it, because Roland is fairly accurate. I'm not saying you didn't email him, but he's fairly accurate.
Did Roland ever write you back?
No.
There's the problem.
Email.
There's the problem, Steve.
Everyone passes it. No one just picks up the phone.
If you're not getting an email back from Roland, then don't you think that it's your job to make sure Louis gets the message?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yes,
Of course.
It is. And
So he
now I'm
sat there
pointing
for 30 minutes thinking that
course.
people were just blowing him off. And
No, and I mentioned to Louis in the office that I had told Roland to get in touch with him, and he told me that Roland didn't.
why wouldn't
I just figured that elbow guy sounded really important.
All right, Steve.
Because
Thanks.
I
Whatever.
could see why you would
Elbow guy.
want him on instead.
Whatever, man. Louis C.K. chewed up new hour stand-up special on Showtime.
Yes.
Sweet. October 4th, 11 p.m.
Yes.
And you're going to be at Town Hall as part of the comedy festival?
Yeah. I'm hosting other people.
Oh,
Yeah.
who's going to be on the
I
lineup?
don't even know.
Oh, you don't know yet?
well, it's a funny name for the show. They're with me.
Yeah. They asked me for a name, and I just flaked, so someone picked that one out of a hat. And I was, oh, God.
There with me, live
That's
at
what
Town
happens when
Hall.
you neglect
Thursday,
George Harrison's.
November 6th,
Yeah, exactly.
8 p.m.
Picked it out of a hat.
I'm at Peekskill, something down the bottom. Those are the.
All right.
Yeah, don't worry
Purchase
about it.
tickets, visit. I think the big comedy festival is the big one. NYComedyFestival.com, because you got Louis C.K. and I'm sure it's going to be comedians that.
They'll all be good.
Yeah, that's right.
Wait. The performance counter, that's where I shot the HBO show. That's October 3rd. That's Bergen County Performance Arts Center in England.
Yes.
I think that's a great venue.
Yeah,
man.
I'm
But
excited about that
That's
one.
like 1,500 seats. You'll sell that out.
Yeah.
And the 4th is Paramount Theater in Peekskill. That's Poughkeepsie.
Yeah.
Poughkeepsie.
Oh, that's okay.
Peekskill.
You got any Keith Robinson stories?
Well, I have the one that I actually tell on stage, one story, and let me be really careful with it because we're on the regular air. I think I could tell. It was about, he was talking about having sex with a young woman and that he wanted to make sure he would last a long time. So he was going to drink a lot of milk because he was and I was like, what is that? How is that connected in your mind? I was like, is that just because it's protein and because you're healthier? And he said, no, because you make more.
Okay.
Right.
Poison.
Yes.
You make more of the poison.
If you drink milk, which, how dumb can you be that he actually thinks that your body works that way? Like, here, the way your body works is it takes whatever you eat and breaks it down to tiny pieces, and then but he thinks it sees milk, your body, and goes, oh, dude, that's perfect. Just send that right out.
Send it.
Just add a little salt and warm it up, and just throw it out there. Like, your body starts with stuff that's like the things it uses ketchup to make blood.
Yeah. Well,
like the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Look at skim milk, though.
Mm-hmm. Look, yes, but your body doesn't work that way. It's like, oh, that's
actually
perfect.
more like egg.
No one will notice. Yeah. A little egg yolk, little mayonnaise.
Yeah. No, the body doesn't work that way.
No,
Silly.
sir.
Keith is a belligerent.
Keith is a dummy, but he's a really funny comedian.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And belligerent, like Jimmy said.
Keith is a
very underrated comic.
Very. He's a 78-year-old man, though, in the body of a. How old is he? 41.
73.
Keith is finished. He knows it.
Was he on the bill with you at Caroline's last time you were in town? Okay, that's
right.
where I saw him, and he just freaking killed it. I'm like,
right.
why isn't this guy doing more?
I'm not sure.
Why isn't he on our show?
Because
at the very least.
I've told him 50 times. It's just a matter of waking up. He's like, no, I know I want to come because he likes the show. It's like, you don't. He's just a dope.
Well, you know how Chris Rock says that black people have to work like 10 times as hard just to be equal? He doesn't work 10 times as hard.
Dude, he works less.
He's not meeting that quota.
Anyone. He works less.
Yes.
Hey, what's on your radar these days, Louis? You're following the election, the hurricanes. Where you at?
That Sarah Palin woman scares the hell out of me.
Oh.
She's really scary and freaky. There's something really strange about her.
Is it any scarier than any other woman politician, to tell you the truth, to sound misogynistic and sexist? It really is. They do take on these causes. I haven't seen a woman politician that really doesn't act. They all act like moms. Like they got to be their constituents' mother. Like it's all about the children and all just motherly issues. They want to grab everybody that they represent and coddle them. It's like, just get out of here. Stop it. Take the stupid pantsuit off. Put a skirt on. Look sexy.
A short one and no underpants.
Right. Yeah, and let that hair down.
I just don't like that. Like that friggin', they're all personal, very personal agenda. They don't look at the big picture. And I know a lot of guy politicians are jackasses like this, too, like the mayor of friggin' Secaucus, his own personal agenda. But they really seem to just kind of take that thing, like McCarthy on Long Island. What's her name? Carolyn McCarthy.
The one somebody got shot in her family. Her husband and son got shot by that savage on the train.
Colin Ferguson?
Colin Ferguson.
Right, who's representing his district in Congress.
Yes, very well too.
Lawyer.
What a lawyer he was.
Yes.
I love that when he's questioning the witnesses and people that had been injured, and he's like, so now, what you're saying is the gunman came up and pointed the gun at you, the defendant, and they went, yes, you walked up to me and you shot me. Yes, like they wouldn't play into his game that, hey, that's another person. I'm defending. Don't you talk about my defendant, my client that way.
That's such an insult to the person that
Yes, it is.
Well, it was a very big thing that they had to face.
You shouldn't be allowed to represent yourself in that situation.
A case like that.
That's insane.
But McCarthy, in the long run, winds up winning.
What didn't he also say, is the defendant in court today?
Yeah.
Yes, it's you.
It's you.
Why do I have to deal with this?
Right
You
there.
shot me.
You pointed the gun at the person in front of me and pulled the trigger, killing him. Yes, I saw you do it.
Yes, you did. You shot me.
All right. I rest my case, Your Honor. Okay. Now rest in jail.
That guy's in Dutch.
Oh, certainly is. Carolyn McCarthy, she runs for office on Long Island under this platform of
my husband
anti-gun.
Yep.
Anti-gun platform. And she gets elected because, she gets that sympathy vote. And obviously it's very personal to her and stuff, but I don't think it's an anti-gun thing. I think it's an anti-lunatic on the train thing. that unfortunately killed her husband and injured her son.
Well, it's weird because the Republicans were running on a pro-lunatic on a train thing.
Yes, exactly.
They thought it was really cool.
It was a lot of people.
The race was very controversial. This was a good man. He shot many people. I didn't like any of them. The debate was really weird. I don't remember who the guy was running against.
Strangest debate ever.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I, for one, applaud Colin.
So what scares you about Sarah Palin?
Well, she just, first of all, liberals are just the dumbest idiot jerks. And I wish I was on XM so I could say how much I hate the people that share my political ideology and have no idea how to. This woman comes who's just Satan with boobies.
Yeah.
And they make fun of her kid with the
Down syndrome.
And that they make, and her daughter.
How dare
they attack parts of her that don't matter. I mean, the thing they should have just said, she's crazy. She's way out of the mainstream. She's crazily she's to the right of Ronald Reagan. I mean, she's way to the right of anybody who is anywhere on the scope. And they go after this superficial crap, which was easy for her to bounce back from by showing the kid up that, her kid. And isn't it great? Aren't we all great? And
I think that's part of the ploy. I think that's part of the ploy.
It was a brilliant pick, and the Democrats went, boo, and they did exactly what they were expected to do. But she's not experienced. Oh, hooray. Thank God you said it, because that's why we picked her. You jack. Oh, God, I hate
to get the no experience thing out in the open, because she's the vice presidential candidate, but you're talking about an unexperienced presidential candidate on the Democratic
ticket. Comparing her to him. It's like Obama's become like the VP of the Democrats.
Of that ticket.
Because now they're comparing the two of them, and McCain just lives in this stratosphere above all of that.
Yeah.
And I think actually most Americans just found out that what went on with his war hero thing, and
really,
because he's now. I mean, you can't. Geez, they have footage of him in Vietnam crying and saying, "Please tell my wife I love her." Like he's gonna lose.
Great stuff.
It's amazing.
Great stuff.
He's sitting there going, "Thank God I went through."
And then Opie brought up a great point about the Democratic ticket.
I did.
Yes. That the bumper stickers from a distance. The bumper stickers and with maybe a little morning goop in your eyes are going to look a little odd when you see Obama Biden.
Yeah.
It really kind of looks like Osama bin Laden.
It does, really?
It really does.
If you look quick, it's like...
If you just look quick at Obama Biden,
it's like, how did
it looks like Osama bin Laden.
How the hell did he get on the ticket 7 years later?
That's at least going to knock you down 4%.
At least!
Yeah, at least 4% of Americans are that dumb.
Of course they are.
It was bad enough that his name's Obama because it's close to Osama, but now Biden is close to bin Laden. It's getting a little weird.
He should have picked someone named Washington or whatever.
Of course.
Murphy.
Or not
Smith.
Osama bin Laden.
Or Chip Freedom.
Right.
Congressman.
Here's how stupid people are. Yesterday, apparently, United Airlines stock plummeted 75% because what was it? Some paperwork. Yes, a Google search. Some papers from their bankruptcy that they declared 6 years ago got out, and people actually thought they were going bankrupt again. So, from a 6-year-old document. So it plummeted to $3 a share from like $12 a share.
Don't you go buy all of that now?
That's what some people did before NASDAQ halted trading.
Oh, really?
And, oh, boy. Oh, are they just going to be peering in on who bought that stock at $3 a share?
Follow the enormous amount.
Hey, I didn't know nothing. The guy's at home with his computer just sending off 6-year-old forms.
Have fun explaining that to the feds. Why you decided to buy at that particular
But that's
time.
how stupid people are, though.
Well,
they just panic. Sell!
I remember a story once about a bank that the ATM machine, the guy who loaded the money in the ATM machine put $100 bills where the tens go.
Oh.
So people lined up around the block, idiots, and took all this money as if the bank's going to go, oh, well.
You could keep it.
You could, yeah, exactly.
That's like when they walk out, because that would happen. The teller would actually make a mistake,
right,
and give you money, or you'd cash it. You'd have a check for
it's still stealing.
Instead of $1,000, it's for $100,000. You cash it, and it's like, well, it's my money.
No, it's not. Idiot.
And then you spend it, and you wonder why the cops are arresting you.
Yeah.
No, but they gave it to me.
No. And of course, the bank knows exactly how much they gave every person, and went after them, and they went, but it was. But they said over at kindergarten I could have it.
I'm using the finders, keepers, losers, weepers law.
You should be able to keep that.
A writ of finders, keepers.
It would make living a little fun if you get on the other side.
What do you think?
Of one of
It's
those
like Monopoly. Bank error in your favor.
Yes.
Collect $200.
Yes.
That's where you get that from. Bank error in your favor.
I actually think he's right that morally you should be allowed to, but you're stupid if you think you're going to get to.
Yeah.
That you think banks are going to.
I think that's going to the bank.
Oh
well. Mm-hmm. Wow, we did it again. We screwed up and someone won lotto.
No, because it doesn't work the other way. I remember I had a very expensive video camera in my carry-on bag on a plane.
Yeah.
And we stopped in Cincinnati without changing planes. It was like, leave your seat and come back. You know, they said you can go into the terminal and come back.
Mm-hmm.
I came back and my video camera was gone.
Oh.
And I immediately said something, and they go, well, we don't know. And I go, well, who was on the plane?
Yeah.
There's a cleanup crew. How many guys was that? 2? One of them has my video camera.
Right.
And they said
the pilot took
they
it.
said you can we'll take off without you if you want to wait here to go talk to the. I'm like, no, I gotta go home. But I'm lodging a complaint.
What a scam.
Anyway, they put me in touch with Delta Airlines security person who said this to me. Well, all I can do is ask those people if they stole it, and you know how that gonna go.
Yep.
That's what she said to me. You know how that gonna go.
How that gonna go.
Because at Delta, we're all liars.
Not good? Yup.
How infuriating is that, though?
Oh, my God, never.
You want to strangle someone.
Why would you fly Delta? Why would you fly there?
Not again.
They're ready when you are.
Yeah, that's why, Jimmy.
Yeah, they're ready when you get off the plane.
Steal your things. When you're ready to lose them.
Something like that.
Ready.
That happened to me one time. I got off the plane, and I was actually at my destination in Vegas, and I had a Newsweek, and I had left it in where I was reading, and I guess it was a day later I wanted to read it, so I called the airline and said, did anybody claim that Newsweek? If so, could they mail it to me? Boo.
Boo.
I was so into what you were saying. I almost cursed. I almost said effing Jimmy.
He does that all the time.
I'm a good actor.
You're incorrigible.
Hey, I want to change gears slightly. We have another person changing their sex. We love these stories.
It depends on what job. Apparently,
we just don't understand this.
To smoothly transition from a man to a woman, you have to not have a job. Because the second you have an occupation, there's some kind of problem. And the closer that occupation is to dealing with people, and then, God forbid, the children in school, then there's a huge problem.
Right.
You can't do that.
We don't understand when the men turn into women, but they decide they need to dress like an extremely conservative older woman.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you go to Victoria's Secret and get some hot
Just really
hot
start
crap?
being a slut.
Right,
well,
but
because
it's something your old aunt would wear, and you're like a young.
It's because
string of pearls.
It's because your old aunt is fat. It's just that they're
like
dressing
a man
like
body.
fat men.
It's a man body.
Yeah, that's it.
It doesn't squeeze in a Victoria's Secrets very well.
We got a professor returning to school as a woman, transgender.
In 2006, English professor Jay Layden left Yeshiva University for 2 years. Last week, Jay returned as Joy.
Of course he did.
Why do they always do that?
As Joy.
Why can't he return as Barbara?
Yeah, exactly.
It's got to be a name that's sort of close every time.
That's to really rub it into your parents. That's why.
Yeah.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
Still named me.
Yeah.
They pick those names that are just off from the man name.
When we say this, Louis, why not just pick a stripper name?
Mm-hmm.
Go all in.
Just go.
Go all in.
Portia.
Amber, something.
Yeah.
Layden left Yeshiva University for 2 years. Last week, Jay returned as Joy. It wasn't until after Layden was granted tenure that she told administrators she was transitioning from a man to a woman. and it's unclear whether or not Layden was forced to go on leave or if she took time off voluntarily. But Jillian T. Weiss, a transgendered yeshiva alum and equal rights advocate, says the school has experience with anti-discrimination laws.
Having been involved in a case several years ago where some gay students wanted to room together, and they were on the losing end of that issue then, and I think they understand that the law needs to be respected regardless of religious ideology.
Look at this thing. Dressing like an older woman, man.
Like Susie Essman.
And the next track, some very intelligent comments from students. I would imagine that these are not going to be intelligent comments.
Okay.
Yeshiva.
Really?
Most of the students we spoke with welcome Layden's return, saying new and differing point of views are always needed.
I feel like a lot of the schools, especially the religious ones, you feel like you're living in like a bubble, and it's good to see, and think outside of the box and see, the different types of people that are living in this world.
In fact, these two girls were the only ones we spoke with who seemed to have a problem with a transgendered teacher.
From a normal standpoint, she was a man, and now she's a woman, and that's weird.
In an email, Layden didn't
that's
want to
weird.
talk about her leave or return, saying she just wanted to focus on teaching and writing.
And having a new vagina.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And letting men have sex with him, her, it.
Well, where are we at with the transgender? Do they still have their original plumbing?
They no, the men get it folded back.
No, but transgender means they went through that operation, Jimmy.
The operation.
Transgender means they had the operation,
Yes.
right?
Okay.
Yes.
They actually fold your unit inside out.
They do?
Yeah, they take it, they pretty much like a fish gut it, and then it's folded inside out, thus making the vagina is how that's made.
Goodness.
And then, of course, there's the castration, and then hormones, maybe implants, and before you know it, you're a real fat, ugly chick.
You're at the
miracle.
lowest possible end of the female spectrum.
There isn't enough beer in the bar.
Oh, God.
Oh, yes, there
Kind
is.
of a girl.
Oh, yes, a couple of little sips for Jimmy.
Yeah.
Plenty. A couple of sips of near beer.
Some O'Douls and Jimmy's. He's hitting that. Is that it? What is that?
Wow.
Is that a... we're looking at a picture
Wait, so
that used to be... Whoa.
of a post-operative transsexual, and that is
like
what...
a flesh toilet.
You know what?
That's what it looks like.
It is.
Horrible.
You know, Ann, how you just described the operation, this looks like a different operation. This looks like a...
I'll tell you what it looks like.
Like they might have hollowed... how can we explain
No,
it?
you could tell there's a scar there where it was moved.
You know what it looks like?
See, because it's got to be in the right location. Look, you can't
So it's
put...
a little to the left of where
You
were.
can't put the girl part where the guy part is.
Right.
It's the girl part is technically a little lower.
No, it's
so
like
what they got to do
it's
is
like when you rehang a picture on the wall.
right.
Make a new.
You got to kind of make a new one. So you can see that scar there where it used to be, and then they kind of move it down, and then whammo, inside out. And look at that. You're a freak of nature.
Yeah, that's
You're
a freak of
a
nature.
human-made freak.
You're just,
Oh, God.
What is that? It looks
Wow,
like
we're looking at pictures.
looks like someone combed someone's hair with a shotgun.
you just became went from being a man who didn't matter to a woman who doesn't matter.
Would you do that?
In the grand scheme of things.
It looks awful. Just keep the original. I mean, I'm just saying.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, look. It's natural.
We're just, that's a whole site devoted to that, Danny?
What is that, yuck.com?
Danny got it fast because it was in his favorites.
Of course it was. He's got a password and everything.
Password.
I got a gold.
He really did get that very quickly.
Yeah, Dan.
It's not so hard to just Google post-op shemales.
I know
Yeah, of course it isn't.
Yeah. Especially when you have it in your cache file.
Oh, jeez, look at that. What's going on there? Some of these really went awry.
That one looks like Larry Fine.
Yeah.
How do they have they never seen a real vagina?
Oh, God.
Whoa!
That's
Is
awful.
there one good one?
Can I tell you that I went
Oh, there's a good one.
Well, yeah.
I went to a prostitute one time. And I sensed it was a post-op tranny. And I don't know how I sensed it. It was like, let's just say we had sex, And I think it was some sort of an instinct. There was something wrong, and I knew it. It was something that just was not, and I couldn't put my finger on it because the person looked like it was, and it just was.
It's like when Marty's mother kissed him back in 1955 and started making out in the car and said something's weird. It's like I'm kissing my brother.
You know, what'd be good is if you could make it like a convertible, like a reversible jacket. Like, since it's basically an inside-out male organ, that you could like use a vacuum cleaner and just pull it out,
and then whenever you want,
or just
hang out with the guys,
pop it back. It's an innie or an outie.
Be a slut.
Kind of mood you're in.
Dude, that's creeping me out.
It's disgusting. You got to see the pictures. I don't know if we're going to be able to link that one.
Let's take a break and all each go into the bathroom separately with the pictures and
see how long it takes.
Go with pre-op, you silly goose.
Hey, quick break. Louis C.K. is here. What do you want to really promote here, Louis? You got a bunch of really cool stuff happening.
Really, this Showtime and then the two local.
All right, so
I don't care about the.
All right, Showtime. You got a new hour stand-up special. That's huge.
Right.
It's called Shoot Up, October 4th, 11 p.m. And then Bergen County Performance Arts Center in Englewood, New Jersey on October 3rd, right?
And also the 4th you're performing at the Paramount Theater in Peekskill.
I am, sir.
Which is weird because that's the night
the night of my special's airing. I didn't know when we were going to premiere, and I booked it. I'm not going to cancel it.
You should screw everyone over and just they're sitting waiting for you live, and then you
just drop a screen and make them watch it. Oh, you can also on my YouTube channel. I have 3 clips from my new special up that I put up.
Oh, cool!
So that people can see.
We should play one of those on XM. Give you a little promotion today.
Definitely dirty.
Opie and Anthony.
Bye, y'all. Welcome back to the Opie and Anthony radio program, where our guest is Louis C.K.
Yay
for the day. And I might as well be the plug for that I am. Boston, they've added a second show because the first one sold out due to my popularity in that part of the country. Pre-sale will be Thursday morning. It's for November 15th. Or whatever the night I'm already there.
That's effing huge, Jimmy. Wilbur Theater's second show.
Yeah, it sold out in a couple days, man. Boston was very good. So we had to.
You better thank BCN for that.
BCN has it on the front page of the website, but it's only pre-sale stuff. Going on stuff Thursday morning. I really did a bad job of plugging that, but we all.
That's very good news. Opie and Anthony. Yes, Jimmy stated that. We got Louis C.K. Very, very busy man. He's got a new hour special on Showtime October 4th, and then he's got other things. Whatever.
Shoot up.
Whatever. Oh, by the way, just to be clear, people that come to see me live, it's a different hour than the Shoot Up. Shoot Up is an hour I've retired already. So people, because I got some emails from people saying I'm not going to watch this special because I'm coming to see you a week later, and I don't want to ruin it. But the live show I'm doing right now is called Hilarious, and it's a different hour than what's on Shoot Up.
It's quite presumptuous a title.
Yeah. Hilarious?
Yeah.
I am hilarious.
Oh, look, I'm just saying it's a little presumptuous.
It's actually based on a bit that I'm doing about how people, just how boring people are, the way they talk, and that hilarious is one of those overused words. Everybody goes for the top shelf word. You know, everything's amazing or genius. Or, like...
That's hilarious.
Yeah. If you say to somebody like, oh, I got another cup in case we need 2 cups, they're like, you're a genius. Well, I don't know, genius. But it was because I was listening to these 2 guys talking in Starbucks, just 2 fat white people talking. And one guy says, hey, guess who I saw today? And the other guy goes, who? And he goes, I saw Lisa. And his friend goes, that's hilarious. I'm like, how is that? How is it hilarious that you saw Lisa? Was she standing next to Jerry Lewis when he was younger? Like, how is that? You know what hilarious means? Like, so funny that you almost went insane when you heard it.
Right.
That's how it means. It's like you're homeless now because you can't reason anymore because of how funny that was.
Because it was hilarious.
I'm like, I don't know this Lisa bitch, but she's not that funny on sight. I hate Lisa. I hope she's dead. I hope she fell off a cliff and then Superman swooped her up and then dropped her from higher. That's what I hope happened to her.
Now that would be hilarious.
Yeah, if ugly, one boob bigger than the other Lisa, with her frizzy hair and her big nose.
It's always the left one, by the way.
Tell us how you really feel,
left
Lou.
boob's always,
Don't sugarcoat it.
Left boob is always bigger. Check it out. I don't know why. I think maybe is the heart more on the left side. That's why, right?
Because the heart's pumping more blood into the left.
Always the left.
Hey, this Today Show's doing a thing on this.
For me, it's because I cut off the right one. But.
This Russell Brand who did the VMAs, he went after the Jonas Brothers because they wear promise rings, Louis.
They wear promise rings?
Yeah, these
promise rings, you fruits.
These promise rings, you basically tell mommy and daddy, I promise not to have sex until I'm married, I guess. And then you wear a ring.
Why are you making sexually related promises to your parents?
To your parents. It's the creepiest friggin' thing.
This just shouldn't be a conversation.
Well, it's a huge debate now because Russell Brand made fun of the whole thing and the Jonas Brothers, and now the Today Show is talking about this.
I'm going to go on record saying Russell Brand, I know he's been on the show and everything, is a douche. I'm going on record. I know the entire show doesn't. I know the entire show doesn't agree with me, but I'm just saying he's a douche.
I'm kind of with you now.
Okay, all right.
I got to admit, I think we're done with Russell Brand. He was on that couch. He was great.
He was on the show.
Talking
it was
about
fun.
hookers and heroin. And waking up in Bangkok when he was in L.A. Just crazy stuff. And then he goes on the VMAs. And,
but
that's the same guy?
Yeah, I know.
I see you guys when you go network there, Louis.
Yeah,
I know. MTV's a network in a way.
I know nothing about that guy. I seen him just when people dress up for what they do.
Yeah.
I just don't believe them. Whether it's him or Lenny Kravitz is like, just please wear what you wear to the store. Don't
you
put
think
on
he
a
gets
big
all
belt buckle,
gussied up?
Yeah, you know.
But
the hair's teased up.
Yeah, you're gonna like if it was a heat wave in the summer, you'd just look like an ass in 10 seconds. Don't dress like that.
Hey, you gotta look like $1 million to make $1 million, Lou.
Yeah. Well, he looks like about $1,000,000.
Yeah, come on, what's
how much is that? That's probably still kind of a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Even though you're calling him a douche today, that whole rant he did on the Jonas Brothers and these dumb promise rings was pretty good. And now they're debating teaching teens about sex. Promise to wait?
Yuck.
That's not that. Here's the thing. They always tell teens like it's wrong or you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Just tell them the truth. Like you're gonna feel awful. You're just gonna feel crappy the next. If you don't care about the person you have sex with them, parents should tell the stories of the people they've woken up next to.
The crappy though feeling.
Yeah.
The next morning it's weighed. It's on a little teeter-totter with how great it feels at the time.
Sure.
So
that's life.
I don't think and the promise ring thing. Here's the deal with that. You could put on a ring or not have the ring on. These kids that are putting them on aren't having sex until they're having sex. The ring has nothing to do with it.
No.
It's just, I made a promise. Right up until you get it, offered to you. And then you forget about it. You can be, where'd you lose the ring? Oh. I mean, funny, ironic. It's very ironic where I lost the ring, Dad.
You don't even want to know.
It's going to be a promise plink in the toilet.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Promise plink.
By the way,
God.
if you want to stop your kid from having sex, make him wear a promise propeller hat.
Yeah.
Right.
No, and it was weird because the ring was clanging around with a bunch of other ones in there.
I just heard a clang. One day it pays off like a slot machine.
Yeah.
Oh, just click.
A wedding band, a charm bracelet, 2 pennies.
Some local
brass knuckles.
What have you been doing, Leslie? Clink, 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 clink.
Breaking a lot of promises.
It's complete crap, too, because the parents were having their sex back in the day, right, when they were early teens?
Yeah, the parent doesn't want their kid doing the same thing. Do as I say, not as I do. But the promise ring thing is, it's not realistic. Like, I could have had a promise ring on until, Buzz told me to come upstairs. I wasn't having sex because I wasn't having sex.
Yeah.
It just wasn't happening.
And then
I wanted to.
You go upstairs and you got a big booby monster waiting in the bed for you.
Oh, my God.
You're throwing that dumb promise ring out the window.
Yeah.
Louis, I walk upstairs. She's laying. She's laying in my parents' bed because my bed was a little single bed thing. So the first time I had sex, it was in my parents' bed. And I didn't care. I didn't care if it was on a bed of nails at that point. I didn't. And she goes, "You coming in?"
Who's this girl?
This girl was Buzz. Her name was Chris, and she was 19, and I was 13, and she,
God.
yeah.
Oh my God.
And
better dad.
she goes, why don't you go up to take a shower? So I was like, okay. So I go up, I go take a shower. I get out of the shower, and I hear, I was ready to walk downstairs. I hear, you coming in? I was like, why is she in the bedroom? Why is, like, I couldn't put two and two together quite yet. So I walk over to the bedroom, and she's sitting, or laying, kind of sitting with her head against the headboard, and the sheets were just at belly level, and she was very well endowed. So it was the first, like, real live ones that I saw like that, and I just sat there and went, oh my God, here it goes. This is it. This is 0 hour.
And it was?
Yes.
Oh my God. That's
yes.
great.
She's like, come on in here. So I like, crawl get under the covers, and her hand starts moving. Yeah. And I'm like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. She's moving her hands, and then she has to go, why don't you take your pajama bottoms off? I jumped into bed with my PJs on.
What were you going to, a business meeting?
I didn't know what to do.
That's all right. Is it wrong when you start telling us? I thought, lucky her.
Can I, please don't hate me for my observation.
Yeah.
You were 13, she was 19?
Yeah.
The age hasn't changed in many, many years.
Wait a minute. No, it has. It's gone the other way pretty far. She's not dead now.
Your age is changing.
Oh, right. I gotcha.
Okay.
First you used to be...
Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, the girl is...
That's the last time you were with an older woman.
Yes. You know something? I think you're right.
Yes.
I think that was the absolute last time I was with an older woman. When I was 13.
In his relationships, his age has changed, but the other one has not.
No, it's like...
Has not.
It's a man's sexual life cycle.
Yeah.
The first thing that ever made me go, wow, and things escape from my body.
Yeah.
was
poison?
Yes. The first time I excreted poison, I was, the thought, the image in my head was this girl in my 9th grade class lifting up her gym T-shirt awkwardly. That was it. Bang.
Wow, that's all it took.
And then, I grew up, and then sex, and then there's, porn, and every possible opening thought of, every possible body part poisoned, every horrible thing and place and person. And now I'm 40, turning 41, and I'm back to the only thing that works is the ninth grade girl lifting her shirt awkwardly.
It's come full
Back to that.
circle.
Yeah. Back to that.
Hey, Ted the Poster from Whackbag.
All the 18-year-old 9th grade girls, by the way. But go ahead.
Of course.
We were talking about the left
Dumb
boob
ones
being a
left
little
back.
bigger, and I suggest that maybe because the heart's a little more to the left side there, pumping the blood, making the left boob a little